Good afternoon, everybody. We're here with the Loose Mystics, and this is our new little show. Some of you have seen us, or Paula and myself, do live readings, and we thought we'd put it together for a new little show. I've got Paula Restall here, and Diane Homer, and myself, Kate May. Today we are talking about the delivery of readings within psychic readings or mediumship readings, and how sometimes how it's meant to help you, but how sometimes a delivery from a reading from a medium or psychic can actually harm you. So if you've had any experiences that have been maybe difficult for you, maybe you've had the reading and you've walked out the door thinking that didn't sound right, or should she have told me that my granny was going to die tomorrow, or my boyfriend was going to have an affair, message us, let us know. I've had personal experiences where I've had to deal with cleaning up other people's readings, really, where they've come to me and they said so and so has said this, this and this, have left me really, really upset. And I've had to talk them through that actually the delivery is so important, that you're not meant to be telling people that these sort of things are going to happen. Even if it is going to be happening, you have to deliver it in a certain way, don't you say?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Also the responsibilities of being a medium as well. So
people expect us to have
a big responsibility.
Yeah,
isn't it?
some people expect us to have a magic wand and to be able to make all their challenges disappear, and to be able to give them what they need to, to make sure everything goes all right. But as a reader, we're connecting to your psychic energy, but we're also reading the cards when we're doing psychic work. So we can only tell you what is going on, and then it's down to our training how we actually deliver that for you, so that we can help you and not hinder you with it. But what we can't do is tell you to go and do something particular, because that's your free will here. And with the cards and psychic readings, there's always options. You've got free will and options, so you can choose to take that pathway, or you've got the free will to do another pathway. We can't make everything good. I've had some readings where they've had some really challenging times, and they want me to make it all better for them. That's not our job. We don't have that responsibility. It'd be lovely if we had that magic power to be able to make everything perfect, but we don't. So some people do come for a reading expecting everything to go perfect for them afterwards, but it's the way that you deliver it, the way it's meant to help you, it's meant to give you guidance and give you something to think about, to be able to encourage you on the right pathway. We do have Sagita here who is taking any questions that you've got, so I can see a few people have jumped online, so if you do have any experiences or any questions, please let us know. We will be doing some live readings at the end of the show in about 10 minutes or so stay tuned for that. But what experience have you guys had?
What, with me?
Yeah.
Me having readings. I don't really have many readings, to be honest.
People having a reading from you and you having to help them out.
Again, it's always, I always make a point of saying, which is really important, and encourage.
You do have readings.
Personal responsibility. Only with you. Personal responsibility is important, isn't it? So it's we can't make decisions. We can only give you information and guidance and reassurance is mostly what readings are about. But certainly to encourage you to use your own personal responsibility, but also, being aware that a lot of people come to you as a last resort, and they can take everything that you say as gospel. So again, if you go to a reader and you feel something doesn't sit right or it doesn't feel right, you only take what feels right for you. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah,
because I think otherwise sometimes people take it so much word by word, but they shouldn't really do that. No. It's also how we actually represent our readings and pass it to the public in general.
That's right.
And then we have to be very careful how we discipline ourselves with how we word it, because that's one of the most important things to do. Don't you agree?
Absolutely.
Totally
it's not just about getting a link with spirit and being great about that, or being able to read the cards. The delivery of it is just as important. And I'm going to say it. So I had a lady come recently who the medium that she went to see told her that there was somebody that had passed, a family member that had passed, had then turned into an evil spirit and had attached themselves to her and was shape-shifting into another family member, and the medium then proceeded to get all this clearing stuff out, the sage and what have you, and started smudging the room, making the poor person who went to have the reading feel really shaken up. And when she came after that reading, she came to me, and when I did her cards, you couldn't see anything like that. And obviously we know that you can't shapeshift. I think she's probably watched too many horror films there,
yeah, I agree.
and that, you know, you can't have a human body that dies and then turns into an evil spirit and then attaches themselves. There's a load of rubbish. So if you do hear anything like that, please spread the word not to go to those type of people, and use a little bit of common sense with it there. But you'll be surprised about what people do say, and it's down to their education, that the reader probably hasn't had the training or the education that they need, and they're given false information, which again was what we wanted to draw attention to you, that there is a lot of rubbish being spouted around. So just use your common sense sometimes, and if they're saying something that doesn't resonate, you know, nobody should be telling you that so and so is going to die on this certain day.
No.
And if you're happy in your relationship, they shouldn't be telling you, well, they're going to be having an affair, they're going to be, you know, it's going to turn all wrong. It's got to be worded genuine, really, and in a nice or in a positive manner, so that you don't go out the door wanting to jump under a bus.
See, as a teacher, I don't know about you, teach office as well. As a teacher, I think that should be part of the teaching, is about the ethics and the responsibilities and the professionalism, you know, about delivering messages. Because sometimes when you go into some development, you don't always get taught that. You know, you don't always get taught that, and it's a huge. Again, some people come to you, they're in a lot of them are in a really bad place, and that's why they come. So it's so important to be able to, one, you know, encourage them to take personal responsibility, but make sure that the information you're giving them is reassuring and uplifting, and not anything to, you know, be alarming.
As well.
And I think
positivity.
teachers should be aware, anyone that's teaching that, is to make sure that there's a big structure of that development is
Delivering.
is teaching that. Definitely.
And you can't lie. You can't say to someone everything's going to be all rosy
When
if
it's
it's clearly there's
not.
challenges. But you're there to give guidance, to be able to help them to take the first step forward, get the strength. You know, you're not there to tell them that it's all going to be bad, and that you know, if someone said to me that they was even told their mum was going to die in 7 years' time, what is the point in that?
Point.
Why would you want to know if your mum is going to die in 7 years, and whether it's right or wrong, whether it's true or not? Where's the helping in that? What's the point in saying that? You know, that was crazy. So yeah. The other thing that I know of is it won't happen to us, but there was another reader guy who would use it to chat up the women, and would sleep with a lot of his clients there. So it's not going to happen to us, but so there is a lot of ethics around mediumship and readings, and what's right and what's wrong. I certainly don't think you should form relationships with a lot of your customers.
No, I don't.
Why not? No, on a serious note, it's keeping your work professional, isn't it? Many a times, me and Kate, a few people have said, "Oh, we've seen you out, you know, you look like you're drunk and enjoying yourself."
How rude.
How terrible is that? But yeah, we're human beings. But again, it's keeping that, when you're doing a reading, or you're teaching, you're doing any work, when you're working with spirit, you've still got that part of your personality, which is really important and still comes across. But we are human beings as well. But I'm not going to go too, otherwise we're going off a little bit. But again, it's just, as long as when you're working, you're being ethical, you know, confidentiality, being professional, making sure that you're giving the message that is uplifting and not alarming. And that's, if you're doing your best, it's common sense. And for me, that's it's right.
Yeah,
Is that great?
totally.
You happy with that?
Yeah.
Cheers for that.
Cheers for
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, cheers for that. Yeah.
So have we got any
Question?
Any questions come
over there?
forward on that? Anyone had any experiences that they'd like to share? We can get back to you. If we don't get back to you on this live feed, we can message back in on the group. So we're going to do a couple of readings, I think now. We have a couple of you asking for some readings. What was the name of the lady, Sagita?
Joe Wilkinson asked you just for a reading.
Okay, so do you want to go? All right, I'll go for Joe.
Yeah. You've only got one, then you can do it. I'm joking.
Okay, so if anyone else would like a little reading, we've just got a couple of minutes left to do that. Joe, you have here the King of Swords. Now this card for you, represents using your head, not your heart, having to make logical decisions and needing to think not on an emotional way. You could be seeking advice from somebody who isn't emotionally attached to you, somebody with an authority influence around them. It could be a solicitor, a doctor, or somebody who's quite high up in their position here, but they're not emotionally attached to you, so they'll be able to give you some good sound advice. It's also talking about you having to step out emotionally from a situation that you are in at the moment, where you can see logic from that. I'm getting around Easter time, so we're only about 3 or 4 weeks away from Easter, so I do feel around Easter time that there will be some breakthrough for you with some good advice coming in, which will allow you to have a transformation coming up. All right, so hopefully, Joe, that makes sense.
And being as we've only got one online, I've pulled one for you as well, Joe. So spending time in meditation. So this is also about self-discovery. I'm feeling, again, just taking some time, reflection, thinking about what no longer serves you. So that's one of your angel cards.
And we have another lady.
Yeah.
We have a couple more now. See, the ball's rolling now.
Carrie Telford asked for a card.
All right, Di, do you want to do for Kerry?
Yeah. Right, Carrie, I have the world here. The job will be done. And I feel you've got to concentrate on this and your steps forward. And about contentment and multitude. The path tunnel towards enlightenment. You need to concentrate and you need to look at the area around you and follow your pathway. I feel you've been sort of wanting to do this, wanting to do that, and going around in circles. I think now you need to take your time and you need to move forward. So I feel that once you take the first step, then you'll feel more confident, because it's taking that first step out of a situation, which is exactly what I think you need to do at this moment in time.
The world is a lovely card.
Yeah.
It's Kerry knows the cards as well. It's about new chapters. It could be holiday and travel, as it's the world. For me, it's about loose ends being tied up, things coming full circle, so you can start a whole new chapter. And like Di said, things coming around you now, coming to completion, coming to wholeness. Quite exciting that you've got some new things ready to step into a whole new world, Kerry.
Exciting.
Who else?
Exciting.
Joe responded saying thank you, spot on as always. And,
You're welcome, Joe.
Wendy asked for a card as well.
Wendy.
That's the same card I've just picked. Wendy, okay. Wendy, you have the Six of Swords. This is about moving into calmer waters. So I don't know who you are, but so Wendy, it's about leaving things behind that no longer serve you, moving into calmer waters and being able to go through a much more peaceful transition to bring something better and calmer your way. If you've had mental struggles, if you've been having difficulties with any form of challenges, this card indicates that you're now going into the right way forward and you're leaving those troubles behind. You may not know where you're going, but rest assured you're going into something a lot more better and a lot more calmer for you. But there is movement, there is transition with that, Wendy.
Can I jump in on that one as well? Because I was just getting a real nice connection there. Wendy, I don't know whether this makes any sense to you. I hope it does. But I just feel over the next 3 months there is going to be some change to do with, which is quite a major change. But it's also a feeling of being much more settled. So I don't know if things have been unsettled for a while, but it just feels for me, I want to go around the next 3 months in particular, where you're going to be sort of making some decisions, life-changing decisions or long-term regarding your security and your future. So it feels really, really positive. I feel there's actually been a lot of lessons and lots of learning that's come along with this. But yeah, I just feel some movement moving forward, like Kate said. So nice and
Coming
positive
out of all
there.
the turmoil.
Yeah.
And we've just got time for one more.
Nat Wilson.
I did Nat.
Okay.
So I'll let you do Nat.
Nat, okay, Nat, you've got the Hermit. Now, this card Nat for you indicates you might be feeling a little bit withdrawn at the moment. You might be going within. It's a good time to reflect and to decide what it is you really, really want. It's about meditation, taking a little bit of time out, and all your hopes and dreams, things you've put in a little box, this now is the time to think about those so you can get those hopes and dreams out the box. It is a time of reflection and withdrawing, so don't be too surprised if you just want to shut yourself away from the world and from everybody else at the moment, but it's good to be able to do that as long as you don't stay in that place for a long time. It's a very positive card with spiritual work, with meditation and learning, and also with looking after other people as well. A lot to do with reflecting over the care of other people here. So just take a bit of time for you at the moment, Nat, and to really deep think and reflect over what you really want. So that's it from us, guys. Thank you very much. We will post it up onto the Loose Mystics page. Also, please like our page. Please like Spiritual Productions page.
And subscribe.
And subscribe on the YouTube channels for Spiritual Productions and Loose Mystics. There's a lot more going on on the Spiritual Productions page, not just our show, lots of other different shows, and you can get involved in those as well. So please look at the pages on there and subscribe to the channels.
If you don't subscribe, you won't get
you're not in it,
notifications.
If
If you're not in it, you can't win
Do
it.
it, yeah.
We will be doing some competitions on this page to get readings as well, so look out on that, and obviously keep an eye on our Mystic River Lounge page, our main page, where we are hosting this little show at the moment, where you can come in for events and teas or coffees or readings. Keep an eye on it, have a look on our
You're
website.
starting to sound a bit too serious.
www.mysticriverlounge.co.uk. Thank you very much.
Do we not have our banter anymore then?
Thank you very much, Di. Thank you very much, Paula.
Thanks, Don, for joining us.